What's going down, family? It's your boy Donald coming back again, passing on some wisdom and understanding. Reading from my book, Refined by Fire, a self-help memoir. Chapter 1. I chose this subsection of Chapter 1 titled My Family because if you are to understand who I am, who's speaking to you, and to fully grasp my story and where I've come from, I think it's important that you understand about some of the people who made me who I am. So at the end of the day, I really want to speak to you on a personal level. So it's really important that you see that I'm a regular guy, just like you. I've just been through some things and I gained some understanding from it. That understanding is what I plan to pass on. So here we go. Refined by Fire, a self-help memoir by Donald January, Chapter 1, My Family. I begin with a quote from Desmond Tutu. You don't choose your family. They are God's gift to you, as you are to them. The ninth of 10 siblings, my mother spent much of her childhood in her inner city of Houston. While my father went to college to play football before his career ended due to injuries, my mother dropped out of high school in the 8th grade. A combination of direct and indirect environmental influences played a significant role in my upbringing. So if you're to get to know me, you must first know the men of the generations of my family who came before me. My paternal grandfather passed away before I was born, and I can count on one hand the times I saw my maternal grandfather in person before his passing on my 26th birthday. My father's 6 brothers grew up in a close-knit household. They were family-oriented and from a rural area. Among them were professionals, police officers, Army veterans, and even 2 pastors. My maternal uncles, on the other hand, were reared in a different world. For reasons that I may never know, my maternal grandmother left Natchitoches, Louisiana, and my grandfather, who she married at age 16, to move to Texas. All of her 10 siblings had moved to Houston before her, so she had no reservations about setting out to start a new life for her children. Upon their arrival in Texas, my grandma and her eldest son, my Uncle Benny Ray, picked cotton in the fields of Hempstead, Texas. They also took on other odd jobs, anything they could find to make ends meet. My mother and all her children eventually moved to Houston. Though life in the city was better than life on the plantation, inner city living and poverty made survival and raising children challenging. Neither of my 6 maternal uncles enlisted in the military or pursued long-term careers. 2 were married, one just 2 years before his death, while all my paternal uncles were wed. One of my mother's brothers was left paralyzed from the waist down by an ailment of which none of my family members recall the name. 3 died of AIDS and HIV-related illnesses in the early 1990s before I was a teenager. All my maternal uncles went to prison at some point in their lives, spending a total of roughly 60 years behind bars. From the outside looking in, this might seem like 2 totally different groups of people. But for me, this was simply my family. Though they came from different backgrounds and had different outlooks on life, these men showed genuine love and concern for me. They all gave practical advice from time to time. In their own ways, each of them contributed to molding my view of the world. I saw some of myself in all my uncles, and that has never changed. Despite my living in that old trailer and not even owning a computer for the duration of my youth, I never saw my upbringing as an excuse to settle or place a ceiling on what I might achieve in my lifetime. The repeated setbacks, emotional trauma, and disappointments that I would eventually encounter never deterred me from becoming someone who I knew would one day make a positive impact on the world. This determination came in part from having loving people in my corner, but much of it was the result of an iron will and an unwavering belief in myself. That's all I got for now. Just keep in mind, no matter where you come from, no matter where you are right now, there's always hope and there's always a way to achieve something better. Until next time, it's your boy Donald. Later.